Hey, what is up everybody, Shadow here, welcome back to another video, glad you guys could stop by. Today we have some Black Ops 3 gameplay for you guys. I'm just going to quickly tell you guys what this gameplay is before we start the video. This is the most kills I've ever earned in a single multiplayer game. This is 77 and 11 uplink gameplay. I actually joined late, so if I would have joined even sooner, I probably would have dropped an 80, but that's regardless of the point. But this beats my last one. I think my last one was like 74. I did upload to my channel, you guys can check that out. But regardless of that, let's continue. Let's see why you're actually here. So earlier this morning, I was just cruising around the internet checking out some stuff and ended up coming across this article on Reddit talking about Call of Duty 2016. Now, obviously, Call of Duty 2016 is going to be developed by Infinity Ward, since the next we had Sledgehammer, then Treyarch, and now Infinity Ward is developing the next one. A lot of people don't want it to be Ghost 2. I actually don't mind if it's Ghost 2, but that's a video for another time. But regardless of that, we don't really know what the next Call of Duty is going to be called. It is not confirmed. However, this article really shines some interesting light on it. So because this is Call of Duty sort of like leaked information, I'm not sure that I can actually upload it to YouTube with the picture on it, so I'm going to leave it off the video. I'm sorry guys, but don't worry, I will totally read this whole thing off word for word, and we'll just sort of talk about all the points. There's 13 points that this guy wrote down, so let's just begin. Oh, and by the way, one more thing, I'm not sure if this is confirmed or true fake. I really don't know. However, just some cool things to think about in the meantime. So let's just go. So this article starts off saying, "Hello, I was a temporary environment artist at Neversoft and was helping Infinity Ward make the next installment in the Call of Duty franchise. I have left since due to personal concerns, therefore I cannot confirm anything, but here are some things that you may want to start thinking about as we get closer to the official announcement of Call of Duty 2016. Alright, so his first point says, IW, or Infinity Ward, loves to create an in-game world in which you can relate to. We've seen modern settings in most IW games. Don't expect that to change. So basically just sort of saying that it's going to be a realistic environment. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be too futuristic, obviously, like this gameplay. There's jetpacks, there's holographic particles flying in the air. So obviously I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like that, but that's regardless of the point. Let's continue. The second point says, this world IW has created is contemporary. However, a more advanced movement system than we've seen in previous IW titles will be present. So futuristic, maybe. I'm not actually sure. Maybe there'll be some jetpacks. Hopefully not too much. Please don't mess it up like Sledgehammer did. I mean, okay, let's just say Sledgehammer didn't do a bad job, but it definitely could have been changed. I mean, the bunny hopping was ridiculous. I'm getting off task. The next point says 4-player co-op campaign is supported as a part of returning Spec Ops mode. It's important to note that 4-player couch co-op is supported as well. So there's going to be 4, according to this article, there's going to be 4-player campaign and multiplayer, which is pretty interesting. Never happened in Call of Duty. Pretty excited for that. Next point says multiplayer will support 4-player couch co-op, both in an offline split screen and online multiplayers, like I just said. So there's going to be 4-player couch co-op in multiplayer. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy to think about. It's never happened. Fifth, I'm personally excited about this one. Extinction mode is making a return and will be unlocked upon completion of the main campaign. I play the campaign anyway, so that's no problem for me. And I actually really liked Extinction, so I'm excited for that. Number 6, in the campaign mode, this is the first time IW is putting you in the boots of a soldier fighting alongside famous historical figures. Think Khalifa Haftar. So I ended up looking up who Khalifa Haftar was. Turns out he's a principal commander and a Libyan general in the ongoing Libyan civil war of 2014. So he's an actual guy. He's actually pretty relevant. So maybe they're including some actual, close to futuristic sort of people. So that's pretty interesting. Now, I'm a bit skeptical if they're actually going to include Khalifa Haftar. I mean, we know in Black Ops 2 they actually included a real general that was real, and it portrayed him in a bad light, and I guess he didn't like that. He's actually starting to ban Black Ops 2 copies 3 years later. I don't know why he didn't do it sooner, but that's actually happened. So I'm not sure if they're actually going to include a real life character, maybe something similar, but they're definitely going to include a more realistic, more up-to-date environment. The next point says fans of the series will recognize several returning characters, but at the same time developing the liking of new ones. So, Captain Price, come on, man, please. Anyway, the next point says same amount of destructible materials present in Call of Duty Ghosts will be featured across all game modes. So it doesn't look like the whole evolution aspect, sort of like Battlefield 4, is going to be present, but there's going to be some sort of map modification, which I actually kind of liked. From the DLC, especially in Call of Duty Ghosts. So this next point sort of talks about the campaign. It says campaign mode will follow a similar storytelling style to that of the previous IW games. You will jump into the boots of several characters across several factions. So that's pretty cool, As you know, in the other Modern Warfare games, we got to play as a lot of different people. So it really gave us a lot of variety. We got to play with Makarov. We got to do a lot of stuff. So hopefully that returns. This next thing says the setting of the game is different. Expect to be fighting in many out of the ordinary locations. And we'll bring up that point in a little bit. The next thing says this game should answer most questions the community has been asking about the story told in previous Call of Duty titles developed by IW. So maybe Ghost will be implemented, maybe Modern Warfare 4, I'm not sure. Anyway, next point says no new engine for this installment, still working with the heavily modified version of IW 6.0. So they're still working on Quake. Unfortunately, no new innovation there, but you know, Call of Duty has been the same every single year, and you know, we've all been fine with that. So I mean, I'm not going to be too bothered by that. This next point is actually pretty interesting. It says you might want to look up these coordinates, and then it gives me coordinates. It's 12.500 degrees north, 69.9667 degrees west. And I actually went to the liberty of looking up this location. Here they are on the screen. It's some random place in Wara Wara, Santa Cruz, Aruba. And after I did look all over this this island, and there's really nothing incredible there. It's just sort of like a random location just off the tip of, like, not the tip, but the front of the top of Africa. So I don't know what this means. I mean, maybe that's just sort of going with the whole random location, but it's kind of interesting that whoever did this included an actual location that we can reference. So I don't know, I just thought that was kind of interesting. So that was the end of the article. I mean, obviously there is reason to be a bit skeptical because the game hasn't come out yet. We haven't heard a title yet. It's 6 months away. We're very far away. But if this is real, I think we can sort of lean towards Modern Warfare 4 being the next Call of Duty. I wouldn't say Ghost 2. I mean, especially after the fans, the community has put through their opinions about this. I mean, obviously the game Ghost wasn't such a popular game, but I wouldn't mind. That's just me. That's for a different video. But if we can take anything of this article truthfully, if we can take any of this as solid information, that would be amazing. I mean, it really would. If they're bringing four-player multiplayer into the game, I mean, they've already given us some random location, I guess, that has some relevance to it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. Let me know what you think of this. Think it's legit? Think it's not? Have you heard any more information about this? Please post in the comments if you have. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.